Hey guys, so I've been avoiding getting into the Diddy story too much, because I'm just, certainly before he was arrested, it just seemed more like gossip about just, filth, frankly. And it just wasn't very interesting to me that, that whole lifestyle, these types of people. It's not my vibe. But now that it's become a legal case, I thought I should try to understand it a little better. I mean, it's a criminal case. It's not my area. I went to law school more than 20 years ago, obviously, and I never practiced criminal law. I didn't like criminal law in law school, and it was my very, very weakest performance in law school, frankly. So it's not my thing, but for purposes of, my YouTube channel, I thought, okay, take a look at this case and try to understand the moving parts. Now, I was just over on Tisa Tells' YouTube channel. I love Tisa as a general rule. I love her work over there. She's very lively. And she has been on the Diddy case for a while. She seems to be really pleased about this indictment or this arrest. And, so she's really going in. And so I thought, I listened to her most recent video about it. And I thought, oh, okay. So what was he actually indicted for and then arrested? So apparently there were three basic charges. There was a racketeering charge, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. These types of words may not be very winning with YouTube, but these were the charges against the mogul, the music mogul, and he was basically denied bail. I was just listening over on Tisa's YouTube channel because, among other things, the judge felt that he was a flight risk, even though he's turned over his passport, and because apparently because of the existence of the video with his girlfriend Cassie, where he was kicking Cassie, so the violence, apparently they feel that he's been obstructing justice by trying to contact, or not trying to, but actually contacting the victims. One person he contacted more than 50 times by email, and also because of emails showing that he engaged in blackmail to blackmail victims, because basically when he would have these freak offs in his home, he would videotape this and not inform the people who were participating in these freak offs, and use that to blackmail people. So the judge basically denied bail twice. What do I think about that? Well, look, I think that the government, because this is a federal case, um, I don't think the federal government can win the racketeering charge against Mr. Combs. Now, why do I say that? Well, I don't know. I just don't feel it. Well, let me say this. What is racketeering? What is it, first of all, right? Racketeering is where the person accused sets up illegal activities for commercial profit that may be disguised as a legitimate business. Again, commercial profit. So when you are engaged in racketeering, you set up activities for your commercial profit, not your personal gratification, Tisa. Not your personal gratification, everyone, right? Now, in this case, so for example, to give you an idea of what a racketeering charge case would look like, it was back in the 1990s when you had the case United States versus John Gotti. John Gotti was this huge gangster, and he was charged with RICO, which is short for Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, right? He was accused of, racketeering, where, he was selling or, having an activity or a business where everything was for his commercial profits, whether that would be prostitution, whether it's gambling, all kinds of different illegal acts set up for his commercial profits, right? And a key aspect of racketeering is where you have multiple people are usually involved, and they earn their profit by using fraud, extortion, violence, bribery, and other illegal means to keep the profits coming in for their commercial gain. Again, this is very important. Racketeering is all about commercial gain. Okay. Now, in this case, it sounds to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the case really turns on that video of Sean Combs, P. Diddy, kicking Cassie, his girlfriend of 8 or 10 years at that point. They were in a personal relationship for 10 years, right? And there are a ton of pictures of them looking quite happy together for 10 years, right? And he was photographed in a hotel lobby kicking her, which is horrible. This is absolutely reprehensible, right? It's sick, it's disgusting, it's nasty, but it's not racketeering, right? And it's not sex trafficking either, because they were in a 10-year relationship where apparently, according to her lawyer, I believe, they lived in separate homes. It's not even that they lived in the same home so that, he trafficked her and, has her stashed in his house. They were having a relationship for 10 years. They lived in separate homes, and they were quite happy, it seems, for those 10 years. So there's no, sex trafficking, and certainly there's no racketeering, because, this wasn't about a commercial deal between these two people. This was a personal relationship that was nasty. It was gross. It was filthy behind the scenes. Certainly in front of the cameras, look at them. They look gorgeous. They look respectable. They look high fashion, high clout. But behind the scenes, they were engaged in intimate acts that for a lot of people are disgusting, reprehensible, filthy, and nasty. But again, that is not racketeering, and that is not sex trafficking, right? Two of the charges with which Mr. Combs has been charged. He has been charged with racketeering, and he has been charged with sex trafficking. And according to what I heard his lawyer say, the catalyst for all of this is that video of him standing over Cassie, kicking her in that hotel room, right? Which was nasty. It's a nasty video. But again, it does not prove that the defendant had engaged in racketeering. What they're trying to say is that he used the profits from his enterprises, which include Bad Boys. His Bad Boys Enterprises is like his music business, and he had an alcohol business and so on, to somehow engage in these racketeering for profit, but for personal gain. But that is not the definition of racketeering. This is fundamentally flawed. Racketeering is for commercial profit. Your activities must be for commercial profit, not your personal gratification in the privacy of your bedroom, albeit that you are being filthy and disgusting and gross and reprehensible, and you're taping people, and it's disgusting, right? but it's not racketeering, right? Now, they talk about the fact that he tried to bribe hotel staff, which his lawyer says there was nothing about that in the indictment, so that doesn't come in. They talk about that there were 50 victims, but the lawyer said no, there were 50 witnesses and one victim, which is Cassie. And again, if Cassie is the victim, this case does not prove racketeering. It just does not. You know what I'm saying? It just seems that except for the recording part, I mean, that's a whole other kind of worms that he recorded this. But for the most part, it seems like you had a bunch of adults who consented to engage in these activities, right? As for the transportation to engage in prostitution, I don't know about that either. I mean, I have to look into that more. But for sure, I don't think that the government can make out a racketeering case here. I don't think they can win the racketeering case against Mr. Combs here. And I frankly think that denying him bail, especially when he was willing to pay over $50 million, is really the judge, being personal here. Under normal circumstances, bail should have been granted in this case. Because again, what we have here is misdemeanor assault. We don't have a racketeering case here. And I just think that, yeah, it's personal. Anyway, that's all for this one. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.